Hello, I'm making a fishing game, and currently there's only 5 fish in each world. Different worlds? Well yeah, I explained that in this video if you really want to know. Anyways, there isn't a lot you could do with just 5 fish at a time. If the higher level fish become too rare, then the player won't ever get to see them. So one way to fix this problem is just by adding more fish. But I don't really want to do that because it takes a lot of time to come up with the names, sprite, probability, and other game stuff. So what's the easiest and laziest way to do this? Well, by adding a quality modifier. And before we start, I know all my ideas are usually pretty perfect, but it's nice to get some feedback in the comments. So if you have any ideas, feel free to leave them down below. Okay, back to the video. A game I took inspiration from was Stardew Valley. They have a great system for finding rare items without needing to add hundreds of more items to their game. They have a modifier on crops, animal products, fish, cooked food, and more. It's called quality. This modifier gives the item 4 different variations of itself: regular, silver, gold, and iridium. This value is determined when the player first collects these fish. Higher quality items give the player a few different types of benefits. The first is the sell price. When selling the higher quality items, the player will get more money. Regular items are normal price, silver is 25% increase, gold is a 50% increase, and iridium is a 100% increase. The other benefits are increased energy and health benefits when eaten, and will also reward the player with more friendship points when given their higher level crops to the NPCs. I don't know why I really needed to bring that up, because you can't eat the fish and the NPCs are there to just purely do business. The quality is a random chance based on a few factors, like what the player is collecting. It uses some math to calculate the chance of each quality. For crops, the best way to improve the quality is by increasing the soil. Better the soil, better the chances are of getting a higher quality crop. I found this to be a fantastic method to help increase the rarity of each item and the challenge of the game. But again, I have one slight problem with what Stardew did. Let's just take a look at this sentence from the wiki real quick. Right here, it says, for crops that produce multiple at harvest, coffee beans, blueberries, cranberries, basic, quality, and deluxe fertilizers affect only the first crop produced. That is, only 1 out of 4 coffee beans is affected at each harvest, only 1 out of 3 blueberries is affected, etc. If I'm reading this correctly, then when I collect 4 coffee beans, only the first one will have an increased quality, and all the others will always be boring old crops. I find this to be a bit silly. I don't want to get political, but I think each crop should have an equal chance to get an increase in quality. When collecting multiple crops, all the crops should have the same quality. So if I collect 4 coffee beans, there's a single roll for quality that is applied to all crops. When fishing in Stardew, the fish also have a size modifier along with quality. Each fish has a different min and max size to them. When the fish is caught, the size modifier is calculated between these two values. This is an interesting feature, as the only thing size contributes to is minigames and record keeping. I like the idea of record keeping, as the player could try to get the max size of each fish in the game for an added level of difficulty for completionists. So this is what I have so far. Firstly, I added a quality modifier to each fish. There will be 4 different qualities that each fish can have: regular, bronze, silver, and gold. The higher the quality, the higher the fish price of each fish will be. A fish with the highest quality will have a way lower chance than a regular quality fish. Along with the lower chance, the fish will also be harder to catch, as it will have a higher speed. There will be many added upgrades, pets, unlocks, and more to increase the probability of getting higher fish. If the player manages to catch the fish, just like normal fish, it'll show up in the top left corner, where all the other fish are displayed, and it'll have a star showing what quality it is. I have also added many more achievements based around the quality modifier of each fish. An example of this is to catch all the qualities of a fish, catch all qualities of the fish in that world, or catch all qualities of all fish. The second feature that I've added is the fish size. As of right now, the fish size will only contribute to journaling. Just like Stardew Valley, each fish will have a minimum and maximum size. Then, when the player catches the fish, the size is calculated randomly between those two values. Oh, and when the player catches a bigger version of that fish than before, they will be notified with some text that pops up on the screen. Again, there will also be new upgrades, pets, and other unlocks that the player can buy to have a higher chance at catching bigger fish. The bigger the fish, the harder it is to catch. A small fish will be around 75% of the speed, while the bigger fish will be about 150% the speed. I think this adds a nice randomness, so the player isn't able to tell which fish they're catching before caught. Just like the fish quality, I have also made updates to the achievements. The achievements will also include fish size, like catch the biggest size of a fish, catch the biggest size of all fish, or my favorite, catch the max size and the max quality in the same cast. Finally, I've updated the journal. The first update is when the player now clicks on each fish, they will also see stars below the fish's name. The stars are currently empty. When the player catches the different fish qualities of that specific fish, the stars will unlock, showing that the player has caught that quality before. The second update is that I added the fish size. The journal will now have a section that tells the player how big the fish can be and what the biggest size the player has caught. If the player has completed both of these requirements, getting all the qualities of the specific fish and catching the biggest size of that fish, the fish icon will now display a check mark, showing the player that they have essentially finished that fish. Maybe in the future I'll make something a little more appealing than a check mark, like a cool multicolored outline. But I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really want to figure that out right now. Finally, I've also added a progress bar for each page. Now the player can see how much they have completed for a specific world. The progress bar will take in the fishes unlocked, the quality, and if the player has caught the maximum size of the fish. I've divided the colors of the progress bar to show how much the player has done in each part. When hovering over the progress bar, a small window will appear displaying the exact numbers. Well, that's all I got for this video. I have a lot more fish to catch now. I'll be busy with this if you want to go watch another one of my videos. Whoa! There one is right there for you. Anyways, I'm going to be over here trying to catch all the new fish.